So at the same time that Harvard grads or Oxford or Cambridge grads can't land entry level jobs, there's probably some kid in Thailand making six figures, clipping live streams and posting them on Twitter. Like, how is that even real? And what's even crazier is when that Harvard kid or uni kid finally does land a job, how many years are they going to have to work to make the same amount of money that another guy made uploading a fireplace video on YouTube? And the way wealth is created now is honestly hilarious. Like, the simulation is getting lazy with the writing, and it would be one thing if kids were just getting rich from the internet, but it's a whole different conversation when the traditional ways to make money aren't even working properly anymore. So I want to talk about that, the old way, but more importantly, the new way and how regular people can actually get involved in it. Because the whole go to college or uni and everything works out method kind of got patched forever. And college used to be this massive gatekeep to wealth. And for me personally, I'm not gonna lie, I went to college, I went to uni at 18 with the emotional intelligence of a squirrel. Like, I was legally an adult, but mentally, bro, I was 13 with a fake ID and I completely botched it. I had no idea what I wanted to do going in, and somehow I had even less of an idea coming out. But everybody tells you the same thing growing up. If you're lucky enough to go to college or university, you go, and that is the path. And you get the degree, you land the entry level job, grind your way up, and eventually the tuition becomes worth it. That worked for a long time, and honestly for some people it still does, but it's not guaranteed anymore. It's not a layup. Software engineering, accounting, marketing, finance, all these corporate jobs people historically went to college for are getting automated, outsourced, or just straight up devalued, and the fat is getting trimmed everywhere. And I genuinely think that's the part of the reason the stock market keeps going up while the actual economy feels terrible to live in. And now suddenly, before we even get into internet money, the jobs that can't be automated are becoming insanely available because they actually provide the real world value. Okay, I was not prepared for that, guys, no doubt. But yeah, AI still can't fix your dishwasher. Wait, what was I talking about? Yeah, suddenly, before we even get to internet money, the jobs that can't be automated are becoming insanely valuable because they actually provide the real world value. AI cannot fix your dishwasher, it can't unclog pipes, it can't drive trucks properly yet. I mean, Tesla, I mean, you have self-driving cars, but yeah, that's not besides the point. If your toilet explodes at 2 a.m., ChatGPT isn't pulling up with a wrench, you know? But at the same time, this generation is in this weird spot where not going to college still feels crazy if you have the opportunity. So a lot of people are going just for the college experience. And maybe this is a hot take, especially in America, but I didn't love college, I really didn't. COVID happened right in the middle of mine too. Well, I would say I was at uni, the Netherlands, but yeah, COVID happened in the middle of mine, which made everything even weirder. I mean, hey, it was nice because you didn't have to physically go in class. If you didn't feel like going into class, you could just sleep on your bed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had fun sometimes, obviously, but overall, it wasn't this magical thing that suddenly positioned me to dominate life. Like, bro, what actual skills did my ass learn in college? Be honest. I left with student debt and elite level beer shotgun abilities, and the college model just feels more outdated every year. Like, someone is sitting in class right now learning Excel shortcuts while AI is basically 5 minutes away from doing their future job better than they can. But let's say you still do everything right. You get the degree, your little Excel skills, your little business management classes, and you somehow land the entry level corporate job. And it's funny because I say landed like I won the lottery, when honestly that period of my life was probably the darkest I've ever been mentally. And but that was the part everybody pointed towards, you know. Alright, we're on another relentless, so we could get a double nuke. Let me call in this. Oh my god, I swear to god, Call of Duty timing. Call of Duty timing, bro. What the hell? You know what? I'm just gonna call in this nuke, man. No point, bro. No. But yeah, and if you're like me, you weren't really questioning anything. You were just following directions, half asleep, so naturally you end up exactly where they tell you to go. And little did I know they were pointing my ass in the wrong direction, because then I looked ahead and realized the trade-off was basically sacrifice your 20s now, so maybe in your 30s you can afford a decent life, assuming your job still exists by then. Not freedom, not wealth, just survival with health insurance. And that's been the safe path for like 50 years. And the problem is, the safe path isn't itself, doesn't even feel safe anymore. And okay, my grammar there was crazy, but yeah, and corporate America or Europe evolved into something genuinely insane. It's like a giant organism that just keeps growing and creating fake work to justify itself existing. And I was in a bank the other day and saw a table covered in construction tape with a sign that said business solutions planning in person, demo experience coming soon. What does that even mean? What? I literally wrote it down because I couldn't believe it was real. And I'm standing there thinking about how there were probably 10 people making 6 figures who spent 6 months on that project, even though nobody asked for it. Nobody's gonna use it, and nobody even understands what the sentence means. And that's when you realize the old system is just starting to crack a little. Now again, if you have a corporate job, I'm not saying that's bad at all. Hold on to that job, cash those checks, this economy is rough. But at the exact same time all of this is happening, some random high school kid built a Fortnite map for fun and now it's printing money. Some absolute chud made millions off a Roblox game and that he built in his room. And that's where your brain starts malfunctioning. Because wait, you're telling me this dude didn't even have to suffer first? I thought suffering was part of the deal. I thought the agreement was you grind for 20 years, become miserable, then maybe you get financially stable later. Meanwhile, there's a guy making history videos on YouTube out earning history professors. There's kids getting rich off meme coins called fart coin. Like, does that guy have a higher IQ than the dude grinding through law school right now? Probably not. The playbook just changed. The old model was time for money, you work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. The new model is leverage. You make something once and it works for you forever. A video, an app, a game, a digital product, an audience. That's how wealth is being generated now. And yeah, saying just create value, bro, sounds super simple and annoying, but the reality is, if you blindly followed society's directions without asking questions, there's a good chance you ended up like I did, sitting in a job wondering what actual value you provide. Like genuinely, what did I learn at my old corporate job? Excel? Brother, AI can do Excel while I'm asleep. So naturally, the question becomes, if this new way of making money is so good, why isn't everybody doing it? And I think the answer is uncertainty. Humans love certainty, we hate uncertainty. Back then the gatekeep was college, but now the gatekeep is uncertainty itself. If uncertainty didn't exist, I would have started YouTube 10 years ago. If uncertainty didn't exist, I would have held onto the Bitcoin I bought years ago instead of panic selling it like a moron. But now the safe route is becoming uncertain too, so it's like, what exactly are we protecting ourselves from anymore, you know? Take someone like Aiden Ross. By traditional standards, people would look at him and say he's an idiot. But regardless of how you feel about him, he used the new playbook perfectly. Attention is insanely valuable now because everybody's attention span is so quick. So the people who can capture attention consistently, they print money. That's why streamers make absurd amounts of money just for existing on camera. But what people don't see is how much criticism those people had to ignore first. how many people call them cringe, weird, embarrassing? And honestly, the two things I got the most hate for personally were crypto and startup YouTube. People thought both were stupid. And yeah, that could be the best decision someone could have made, you know, if they get really big on YouTube, because it gives them leverage. And that's really the point I'm trying to make here. The things people call you stupid for trying today are often the same things they'll call you lucky for later if they work out. And right now things are working that literally never worked before. Millions from Roblox maps, millions from content, millions from AI tools, millions from meme coins. The internet lowered basically every barrier to entry, and you don't need millions of dollars anymore. You don't need giant teams. Half the time now you just need Wi-Fi, a decent idea, and the ability to type coherent prompts into AI. And honestly, I think that's kind of dope, because if you're watching this, chances are you already have the tools. Now obviously this new world comes with new traps too. Gambling apps, crypto scams, fake gurus, prediction markets, dumb startup ideas. There's infinite ways to make your life online now, but there's also infinite opportunity. And I think the biggest thing stopping most people isn't intelligence, it's fear of looking cringe. I swear, cringe is one of the most destructive words our generation invented, because if you can overcome the fear of being perceived badly, your chances of succeeding at literally anything tripled overnight. And I used to think everybody was cringe or everything was cringe, and then I realized the most wait, did that shit destroy my okay, never mind. Then I realized the most cringe thing available, I mean imaginable, would be not living the life I could have had because I was scared of some random people's opinions, you know?